Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Ryan Mossman. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ventura County Housing Market Report. We're going to be using the most recent numbers that are available, which are from May 2023. Let's take a look. So first thing you want to keep in mind when you're looking at these numbers is it's going to include single family homes, townhomes, and condos / apartments. So we're going to start with taking a look at the median sold price in the county. So that was $839,500, which month over month was an increase of 5.33%. Year over year, the numbers are about the same. So last year in May, the median sold price was $841,000. So year over year, the number is actually down only 0.2%. The estimated home value for the county, which is not on your screen, but that number is $824,000. And that number is down 1.6% year over year. Next, we'll see the median days on the market was 23 days, and the list to sold price is 100.7%, so over 100%, which means that people are pricing their properties appropriately and still getting over the list price, or just at the list price. And one of the more key numbers to look at, which judges the market's health altogether, is months of inventory. So you can see on your screen that the months of inventory for last month was 1.24 months, which is down 21% month over month. And it's down 23.5% year over year. So what is months of inventory? So months of inventory means if we stopped listing houses altogether right now and stopped listing properties, how long on average would it take for all of the properties that are already listed to sell? So typically a balanced market is about 4 months of inventory. So as we can see by this number, the supply is down quite a bit. Just even month over month, it's down over 21%, right? But as we'll see later, the demand is actually still higher than the supply, which is what's keeping these prices propped up. Okay, so you can see here, if we're looking at active listings, year over year, we're down 44%. So that means that 44% less people in the county have decided to list their property. Pending listings means people have accepted an offer or are currently in escrow, but it hasn't closed yet. The property isn't considered sold. So you can see that that's down 9.5%. And then the sold listings means that the property has gone completely through escrow, is down 14%. So although the number of listings is down 44%, the actual number of transactions that are closing is only down 14%. So the supply is down quite a bit, right? But the demand is only down a little bit, or not as much, right? Which leads to the numbers that we were seeing in the previous slide, which is over 100% list to sold price and only 23 days was the median days on the market. Next, we're going to take a look at the mortgage rates. So this is for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage in the United States. Typically, mortgage rates have the highest influence on the real estate market as a whole. Okay, you can see just by looking at the graph that in recent years, mortgage rates have really spiked up and they've gone up rather quickly. For example, last year in May 2022, mortgage rates were around 5%. Last month, May 2023, mortgage rates were around 6.5%, kind of hovered around there. Since then, they've actually ticked up a little bit. Right now, they're at 6.71%. So typically when the mortgage rates go up so quickly, right, it drastically reduces the value of homes because it drastically reduces affordability, right? Your monthly housing payment typically increases 10% for every 1% increase in the 30-year fixed rate mortgage on average. So prices should be going down, but because the supply and demand is at an imbalance, as we saw in the previous slide, the supply is down way more than the demand. So although there aren't very many people listing their properties, there still is quite a lot of people who want to buy homes. So it's actually keeping the housing prices stable. And actually, over the last 90 days, prices are up quite a bit. The good news is the Federal Reserve is expected to pause their rate hikes. Okay, so as we know, inflation has been running really hot the last 2 years or so. So the Federal Reserve has been increasing the federal funds rate to try and combat inflation, and as they've been doing that, it's been having an effect on the bond market, which then has an effect on the mortgage rates. But because inflation has been seeming to cool a little bit, the expectation is that the Federal Reserve is going to pause its rate hikes. So it's been raising rates pretty consistently for several months now. They could still potentially increase rates. We'll find out next week when we take a look at the CPI and the PPI, and the Federal Reserve is going to meet and make that determination. But the expectation for now is that the federal funds rate is going to stay where it is right now, which is at 5%. So the mortgage interest rates should stabilize around where they are right now. If the CPI were to come out and the inflation seems to be coming down quite a bit pretty quickly, that could reduce the mortgage rates substantially. But the expectations that I've seen is through the summer, mortgage rates are going to be above 6%, somewhere between 6.25% to 6.75%. So what did we learn? What did we see here today? So the second slide showed that the active listings in the county are down 44% year over year. but the closed listings are down only 14%. So although the inventory or the supply is down quite a bit, the demand is not down as much. So that is keeping the prices propped up. We took a look at the mortgage rates. We talked about inflation a little bit. So we'll see next week what the Federal Reserve decides to do with the federal funds rate. And we'll take a look at the CPI, and that'll give us a better indication of what's in store for the future of mortgage rates. Okay, so that's it for the housing market update for Ventura County, California. We use the numbers for May 2023. If you liked this information, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content in the very near future about living in Ventura County. Check out my Facebook page, where you can also find the housing market update summaries for the individual cities within the county. And if you are in the county and you need a real estate agent, give me a call and I hope I can help. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.